The stage has been set. We are about ready for semifinal action. Hey, everybody. Evan Lepler with former big league pitcher Steve Woodard. This event began on Thursday with pool play action in the Stars division and the Stripes division. And it's interesting, Woody. Every team in this tournament so far has suffered at least one loss. It's unclear who's the favorite right now as we head to the Final Four.
Yeah, it's unlike any other years. I think all these teams are pretty equal, so these next two games are going to be pretty important.
It's been a different Legion World Series
Yes,
than any of the previous five you have covered. But, hey, we got Idaho and Mississippi, and these do feel like two of the powerhouse programs. You thought coming into this tournament that this could potentially be the championship game.
Yeah, I thought this possibly could be the championship game, so we're seeing it in the semis now. So two good ball teams.
Idaho Falls earning its way to the semifinals with a win over Beverly, Massachusetts. A game that started last night, was suspended because of rain, finished today 3-3 through 3 innings, and then the Idaho bats erupted. 2-out offense, the story of the day for the Bandits.
Yeah, the floodgates kind of came open then, and they had some great pitching from Bradley Thompson that come in and started this game today, and it didn't. That was it, man. So they're in the semis.
They're a physical, in-your-face team. You can say the same thing about this athletic group from Tupelo, Mississippi. Davis Oswalt throwing a gem, keeping their season alive, and Kai Holiday, their center fielder, is a magnetic star from Mississippi.
Yeah, he is, and he's fun to watch. I think 4 stolen bases in this tournament, and he gets them going, but timely pitching. Good offense, and they're here in the semis too.
Ben Davis gets the start in the semifinal for Tupelo, Mississippi, and you feel this team will go as far as he can take them.
Yeah, he was 1-0 in the regional with 7 strikeouts, 5 innings pitched. During the regular season, though, he was 6-0 with a 1.24 ERA.
All right, let's meet the starting lineup for Ryan Alexander's Idaho Falls Bandits. For the second straight game, Nate Rose will lead off from the pitcher's spot. Elliott Jones bats second, plays second. Mac Jepson at third base, hitting third with Kai Howell, the only returning member of the Bandits' 2019 Legion World Series squad. He's cleaning up in center field. Ace Webb in right, Chandler Robinson in left with R.J. Woods catching. Bradley Thompson at first, and Diesel Loose, the shortstop. Against Ben Davis, 7-inning game. Winner onto the championship, scheduled for Tuesday night at 6:30 right here on ESPNU. First pitch of the day from the big fella, Ben Davis. He stands 6'3", 210 pounds, and he's got some velocity behind that right arm.
Yeah, he does. He's going to throw upper 80s and good slider. And they've actually haven't had to use him behind the plate the last few days because their starting catcher got hurt in the very first game of the tournament.
1 ball, 1 strike for Rose, who will be on the mound for Idaho Falls in the bottom of the first. Both these teams winning 2 games and losing 1 in pool play. Technically, Mississippi, the number 1 seed coming out of the Stars division because of their head-to-head win over Hawaii. So they are the home team here in the semifinal. And McKinley Holland, the manager of the Mississippi team, had lost like 10 consecutive coin flips to be home and road. So he earned a home seed by getting the victories in pool play, going 2-1. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and down goes Rose. The defense behind Davis, left to right in the outfield. It's Armistead, Oswalt, who started the last pool play game, and Easton Hood in right with Foster, Holiday, Marshall, and Cheek in the infield. We had to put Jackson McCoy, the DH, on the graphic. Stone Collier, the 3rd different catcher of this tournament for Tupelo, Mississippi.
Yeah, and as we were talking about earlier, their Andon Johnson had hurt his thumb in the very first game, and then they had to put Ben Davis in to catch, or we might have saw Ben Davis before this pitching, but he's on the mound today.
Elliott Jones, the second baseman, 3 for 10 so far here in the American Legion World Series. Count moves to 3-1. Of course, in their last game, the win over Beverly, Massachusetts, Idaho Falls didn't really start trying on offense until they got 2 outs, or at least that's how it seemed. 12 of their 13 runs came with 2 outs in that game.
Yes, it did, and it was off of some good base running. And
stay put, young man. That's strike 2.
And it all kind of got started in that last game when Ace Webb took home plate on a ball that just skipped away from the catcher, and that kind of got him going.
3-2 pitch. Slapped foul down the first base line. Righty-righty matchup, 1 out in the first. And that's down low. So a 1-out walk gives Idaho Falls a base runner. The Bandits from post 56.
The defending champs.
Yep, won the whole thing in 2019. Became the first Idaho team to make the final in 18 years. Certainly a lot of great baseball played in Idaho, and this team, coached by Ryan Alexander, has built a powerhouse.
Yeah, they're fun to watch. They play the game right. They hustle, and you'll see them on the bases. They love to get going and love to make things happen.
Mac Jepson. Cut and a miss. Woody, this year, Idaho Falls trying to be the first team to win back-to-back Legion World Series since Brooklawn, New Jersey did it here in Shelby, 2013 and 2014. Post 72. Runner goes, swing, and a foul tip. So Jones has to retreat back to first.
Yeah, and there's what we're talking about. Jones getting a good jump, taking off, and they'll go at any time.
Jones leading away, not going this time, and ball 2 is upstairs. Idaho Falls beating Fargo, North Dakota, post 2 in the 2019 championship game. A 5-3 win 2 years ago. Of course, the pandemic unfortunately canceling the Legion World Series in 2020. Legion World Series had happened literally every year since 1928 until 2020.
Yes, it's good to get baseball back here.
Shelby, North Carolina becoming the permanent home since 2011. Another check on the runner at first.
And what a great job they do here of putting on this World Series, and it's an experience.
Woody, Idaho is making Ben Davis work. This is third batter, and this will be his 19th pitch, second full count. Line drive right center. Oswald on the move, makes the catch, comes up throwing to first. Jones will get back before the ball. 2 down in the first.
Yeah, good job of Oswald getting to that ball that's hitting the gap, and we're accustomed to seeing Kai Holiday in center field, and Kai Holiday today is at shortstop.
Versatility is a huge part of being successful at a tournament like this. Pitching limitations, you got to have depth. You got to be able to mix and match and figure out combinations to be successful, because just having your top 9 go out and play the same way every day won't work.
Yeah, and pitch counts are going to come into play, and we've seen all kinds of different scenarios in this tournament.
Kai Howell stands in from the left side. Runner goes, pitches a ball, throw to second is not in time, and it squirts away from Holiday. Cover in the bag. It's a stolen base for Elliott Jones.
Yeah, good jump by Elliott there to swap that bag with 2 outs, and you can see the jump they get. Wow. Runner in scoring position.
Kai Howell's having an unbelievable World Series thus far with the bat. He's 6 for 10 with 2 doubles.
He's the only remaining guy that was on that 19 team that won it that is back. So the only
embracing a leadership role, no doubt about it.
And he stays hot. He was 3 for 4, I think, in the first game today.
Game that started last night continued this morning. Idaho Falls erupting in the middle innings against Beverly, Massachusetts. Big cut and a miss evens the count at 2-2. Sunny skies right now, certainly some clouds and some storms in the area, but it's beautiful at the moment. Muggy but clear. And high stakes Legion ball on the agenda. Howell just gets a piece to stay alive.
And all these Mississippi pitchers, they all look alike. All of them throw hard and very aggressive with their fastballs. And this next pitch here for Mr. Davis will be number 25 already in the first inning.
Jones leads from second after the one-out walk and the steal. The pitch is fouled off past Ryan Alexander down that third base line. Another 2-2, popped high into the air. Right side of the diamond, it's the second baseman, Alex Marshall, to make the play. Jones stranded at second, and after half an inning, Idaho Falls nothing. Tupelo missed.
We build our machines tough to outmuscle the outdoors and keep the adventure going. Introducing the Kawasaki Teryx KRX 1000 ES side-by-side. Your world, your adventure.
At Batteries Plus, we power family road trips. We power bedtime stories. We power our local hospitals. We power connections with friends. We do more than replace batteries and fix phones and tablets. We help our neighbors power their lives. How powerful is that? Need a phone fixed? We got it. Get powered in-store, curbside, and at batteriesplus.com.
I'm Corey. I'm a dairy nutritionist here in the Treasure Valley. I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to do my part to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. As soon as the vaccines were readily available, I was vaccinated. I would encourage people to do the research, listen to the healthcare providers. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, there was hardly any wait. It was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
LA is a movie. It's a musical.
Es un musical.
It's a sci-fi movie.
It's a comedy.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
Nah, hold up. It's your comeback story.
This is what freedom sounds like. And this is what freedom smells like. Enjoy 30 days of open road freshness. Febreze car.
Continues on the networks of ESPN.
You know, coming back from last night they played the last game of the day, and coming back earlier in the day pitching, I mean, it might be tough, but let's see how he handles it.
Holiday, McCoy, and Collier with Foster, Oswalt, and Armistead, and Cheek, Hood, and Marshall. The starting card for McKinley Holland, who was an assistant 10 years ago when these Tupelo 49ers made it all the way to Shelby and advanced all the way to the finals before falling 5-4 in 13 innings.
To Eden Prairie, Minnesota.
First pitch swinging, Holiday bounces it to Jepson at third, and he's out on one pitch. Jepson, the third baseman, with Diesel loose at short, Elliott Jones at second, and Bradley Thompson, who came in for Rose in the mound in the Massachusetts game, takes over at first base. R.J. Woods catching Rose with Robinson, Howell, and Webb left to right in the outfield for Ryan Alexander and the Bandits.
And Evan, I had a chance, I went down and talked to both coaches before the game, and the key to Ryan Alexander was keeping these first few guys off the bases because they can fly.
Jackson McCoy, 4 for 9 so far in his first 3 World Series games. He's scored 4 runs. He's also been hit by a couple of pitches. Nothing but strikes so far for Rose. Until now, ball 1. Nate Rose just finished his senior year at American Heritage Charter. The right-hander delivers and wastes a breaking ball in the dirt.
Trying to get him to chase there, and last night Rose started out very good. I think he got maybe the first 2 hitters out last night and then kind of lost it, but
began the game with back-to-back strikeouts before a walk, a single, and a double. Those last few batters, as the rain intensified, just getting a piece, a little nubber onto the logo down that third base line. How good does this facility look despite all the rain that we've had to deal with over the past several days?
Looks amazing, all the renovations and fixing the irrigation. And
called third strike, and McCoy goes down looking. First strikeout for Nate Rose, 2 down here in the first.
Yeah, and you'll see that good fastball on the outside part of the plate there for Rose. Looking.
Brings up Stone Collier. 2 for 6 with a double and 3 runs batted in. He's also been hit by 2 pitches. Collier takes a strike. We've seen a lot of hit batters throughout the first 4 days of pool play.
Yes, we have.
Partially because they're generally not making a huge effort to get out of the way. They're trying to get on base any way they can. Swing and a high fly, shallow left center. Howell was playing deep, but he will come all the way in to make the catch. And that's a 9-pitch inning for Nate Rose. Gets the side, 1, 2, 3. Done with 1. No.
LA is a movie. It's a musical.
Es un musical.
It's a sci-fi movie.
It's a comedy.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
Nah, hold up. It's your comeback story.
Should I be doing something?
I am 100%.
Oh,
and
we're
I'm only
dancing.
getting better. I am 100%. And I'm only getting better.
Oh,
Yeah, here I come.
okay.
I'm gonna do it all.
And that's a yeah. Uh-huh.
I am 100%. And I'm only getting better. I am 100%. And I'm only getting better.
I'm a dancer now.
The legendary DR Trimmer Mower does it all. DR gets the job done right.
I was offered extra benefits like dental coverage, including dentures, extractions, fillings, plus prescriptions, transportation, meals, and so much more, all at no additional cost. And then I asked about the benefit that adds money to my Social Security check. And get this, I'm entitled to an extra $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year added to my Social Security check. And I was like, dynamite! Call the 1-800 number on the screen and see what you may be entitled to. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-472-4281. That's 1-800-472-4281 now.
The American Legion World Series is brought to you by the American Legion and by North Carolina Tourism.
We head to the second inning here in North Carolina. Idaho Falls has the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due. You hadn't figured it out. The reason they're the 49ers is because they come from post 49. Works out well. Tupelo, Mississippi. Only one former trip to the ALWS 10 years ago. Resulted in that 13-inning loss. Of course, these kids were all far too young then, now trying to craft their own legacy. Former or current Major League All-Star Brandon Woodruff was on that 2011 team for Tupelo.
Yeah, there were several guys that were on that team. McKinley Holland was the assistant coach on that team when they were here.
Kirk Presley, the head coach.
Kirk Presley, the head coach.
Ace Webb leads off. Fouls the first pitch back from Ben Davis. Ace Webb so far here in Shelby, 1 hit and 6 at-bats. He has 2 walks and 2 hit by pitches.
Yeah, but we were talking about Ace Webb, and other than that 1 for 6, I tell you what, when he scored that run there in that last game to get them going, that was it.
Thought it was the turning point in the
game.
game.
It was absolutely the turning point.
0-2 from Davis, just missed. As a former pitcher, when you look at Davis on the mound, what do you see?
Intimidating, hard thrower, aggressive.
Just barely getting a piece to stay alive.
And all these pitchers that we've seen, from Mississippi, we've seen Davis, Oswalt, Goddard. All these guys are very similar pitchers.
1-2. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Ryan Alexander trying to get the best of this Mississippi team that had its season on the line a couple times in the past week, but Davis Oswalt took to the mound and was excellent against Hawaii. 3-hit shutout. Webb stays alive, fouling another one off. Tupelo, Mississippi now 31-4 on their season. Another 2-2, and the count runs full.
Yeah, you can see they both wanted that pitch there, just a bit up and out.
Bouncing ball left side, tough play for Holiday at short, not in time. Leadoff infield hit for Webb to start the second inning.
Yeah, tough play there. I mean, that ball was in the hole. Kai had to go deep in the hole, and you could see his arm. He just couldn't come up with it there at first base.
And we already talked about Webb as a base runner, getting down the line in a hurry.
Yes, he did.
So here's Chandler Robinson. One for 9 so far here in Shelby. And he's hit some hard balls that were right at defenders, so it feels like he's due.
He is, and hit the wall hard also in the last game. And Ryan Alexander said in the middle of the game, before the game when I was speaking with him, that he thought that kind of got his guys going too.
Robinson going head over heels, flying over the wall for a foul ball in that left field corner.
And if he'd have got it, it would have been a top 10 on Sports Center tonight for sure.
Off his glove, it's just a foul ball. Squaring a bunt and taking strike 2. Webb leads from first. There he goes. High bouncer to the right side, and the pitcher, Davis, tags out Robinson. Webb to second. Basically, a sacrifice.
Yeah, that ball was
off
the plate and went straight up in the air and got him to second base.
So here comes R.J. Woods. 3 hits and a walk in his first 3 games here at the American Legion World Series. Long look at second base for Davis, and he deals for a called strike. In this first semifinal, Jeff Maxey is the home plate umpire with Darren Duncan at first, Roger Wolf at second, and Perry Ramacone at third. As you get a look at R.J. Woods, who's just entering his junior year. And an awkward swing there.
I'm not sure what he was swinging at there, but man, he's done a great job of handling all these pitchers for this Idaho team.
Webb leads away, and he's able to check the swing.
And you wonder as a fan how he was able to hold off on that one and swing at the other one, right?
Plenty of Idaho Falls fans here in the stands in North Carolina. With a breeze blowing in from left field. One out in the second. The count evens at 2-2. The organizing committee here in Shelby wanted to make Idaho Falls feel just as home this year as they were in 2019. They have the same exact host family. They've even had the same bat boy.
I wonder if that's not from Coach Alexander being superstitious.
A baseball player being superstitious?
Yeah, I know.
Never heard of that before. Mr. Pregame Pasta over here, Steve Woodard. Pasta every day before you pitch?
Every day.
You ever mix it up with like some Alfredo or?
Gotta keep it exactly the same.
Spaghetti meat sauce, right?
Something might go wrong.
3-2 pitch is upstairs. A heck of an at-bat for Woods to battle back from the ugly swing to work a walk with one out. Bandits have 2 on for Bradley Thompson.
Yeah, great at bat after he got behind 0-2 and working it back. And if we look up on this board out here, it's pitch number 44 coming up, and we're only in the second inning.
Long way to go. 2 on, 1 gone. Thompson digs in.
And Bradley Thompson may have been the star of the last game also, coming in and just shutting the door down.
5 1/3 innings on the mound. He allowed 1 run. Double play ball to short. Holiday bobbles it. Does he recover to get the out at first? No. Throw gets away. Coming home to score, and now another throw to second that gets away. Another runner coming home. 2-0 Bandits. Webb and Woods both score on a disastrous defensive sequence on a play that could have ended the inning.
Yeah, just what we were talking about. Ace Webb running. The way these guys run the bases, they make you get in a hurry and bad things can happen.
Tricky hop at short. Holiday might have had a chance to get him, but he rushed the throw.
Yeah, I think he wishes he'd have had that one back. If he'd have held on to it, I don't think he really had much of a chance to get him. If he had just held on to it. But 2-0, Evan.
Two errors on that play, allowing runners to reach and advance. 2 runs across. Kai Holiday has been the star for this Tupelo, Mississippi team, one of them at least. And he'll have a chance to make it up with the bat. Diesel loose. Evens the count 1-1.
Pretty good name there. Diesel.
D-E-E-Z-I-L. On the scoreboard out there, he's listed as Davin, but Diesel.
And you can see Coach Holland there in the dugout trying to figure out some things.
Davis has fallen behind Diesel, 3-1, and his catcher Stone Collier heads out to the mound.
Yeah, and this next pitch will be pitch number 50 here, and with 1 out in the second.
How about this? Davis thrown 49 pitches. Nate Rose has thrown 9.
Big difference there.
Davis only has gotten 1 more out than Rose has. 1 out, top of the second. 7-inning game. Idaho Falls gets the early lead. Swing and a miss for Luce, and the count runs full. Thompson, the runner at second, reaching on the error by Holiday. Swing and a miss, and down goes Luce. Second strikeout for Davis, and 2 gone in the inning.
Good job there by Davis coming back after falling behind 3-1 and threw 2 fastballs right by him.
Back to the top of the order, Nate Rose. He's only thrown 9 pitches thus far. Number 52 for Davis is ball 1 upstairs. Rose a strikeout victim to start the ball game. 2 runs already in for Idaho. Another man in scoring position, and the count now 1-1 as Rose fouls it off. After 4 days of pool play, we've only seen 2 home runs here at Keeter Stadium so far at the World Series, and the pitch hits Rose up by the shoulder.
And it looked like Nate might have messed up there. He nearly turned into the pitch, it looked like. Let's see here. He was just trying to get his, and you know that's got to hurt.
Right shoulder. Could impact him on the mound.
Yeah, we saw Chandler Robinson, I think in the first game, get hit right around the same spot, just right after he had flipped over the fence out in left field.
While the mound meeting proceeds, some action starting to stir in the Tupelo bullpen. Hayden Donahue looks like he's going to start throwing. At this point, it's single elimination, Woody, so there's no reason to save someone for tomorrow. You need to stop the bleeding. And
can't play tomorrow if you don't win today.
That's right.
The second baseman, number 31, Elliott Jones.
Elliott Jones drew a walk in the first, was stranded. Idaho Falls with 2 runs here in the second. And this is when they really did their damage against Massachusetts with 2 outs. Davis misses inside, ball 1 to Jones. He has 2 doubles here in the World Series. That one popped foul and tailing out of play.
And after all these pitches, and still a 2-0 ball game, and it should be a 0-0 game.
That's right. Double play ball booted by Holiday at short. And before the pitch was thrown, timeout called.
And that was pretty late there. And Davis didn't like that one too much.
Runners lead away. 1-1. Another foul ball. Winner of this game takes on the winner of Dubuque County, Iowa, and Honolulu, Hawaii in tomorrow's championship game. Another 1-2. And he just barely gets a piece. Pops it foul over the backstop to stay alive.
And we'll get to, talk a little bit about Hawaii later, but Oligante, their head coach, and very good ball club, and had to rely on some tiebreakers to be able to get into that semifinals.
Runners go on the 1-2. Liner up the middle. It's a base hit for Jones. Thompson in to score. Rose all the way to third, and it's 3-0 Bandits.
Wow, he took this ball just right back up the middle. Good job of hitting, and that aggressiveness on the bases. They were on the go on the pitch.
More 2-out, 2-strike clutchness from Idaho.
Maybe they just need to start every half inning with 2 outs.
It'd make things quicker. Now Jepson with men at the corners. This is the 35th pitch of the inning for Davis. Not getting very many swings and misses.
No, and when you work the count, you know, when it gets to 3-1, 3-2, I mean, you can throw a lot of pitches when you do that.
The Jepson cheering section is watching closely. Fly ball for Oswalt in center, coming in hard, goes into a slide to make the catch. That retires this side, but 8 Bandits bat, 3 of them scored, 2 of them on a play that should have been an inning double play. R.J. Woods.
I'm Corey. I'm a dairy nutritionist here in the Treasure Valley. I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to do my part to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. As soon as the vaccines were readily available, I was vaccinated. I would encourage people to do the research, listen to the healthcare providers. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, there was hardly any wait. It was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
LA is a movie. It's a musical.
Es un musical.
It's a sci-fi movie.
It's a comedy.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
Nah, hold up. It's your comeback story.
The legendary DR Trimmer Mower does it all. DR gets the job done right.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
Can I get 10 large fries, please?
I'm gonna need like 10 Egg McMuffin sandwich things.
Night or the next morning, you've been loyal. My McDonald's Rewards is for you. Now every order earns points redeemable for free McDonald's.
Every MLB player remembers where it all began. Give us a big league game to inspire little league dreams.
Boy, is the game in a great place when it comes to young baseball players.
Give us the MLB Little League Classic on Sunday Night Baseball. Angels, Indians. Sunday at 7 on ESPN. Telecast presented by Taco Bell.
Tonight, our Monday Night Baseball matchup features 2 of the top teams in the American League. The Central leading Chicago White Sox hosting the Oakland A's in the first game of a 4-game set. Coverage starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 5 o'clock Pacific on ESPN and the app. One app, one tap. Frankie Montas versus Dallas Keuchel in the opener tonight on the south side.
One app, one tap.
3-0 Idaho Falls in this first semifinal here at the 2021 American Legion World Series. Evan Lepler with Steve Woodard. And in the bottom of the second, Nate Rose gets back to work. He's thrown first pitch strikes to each of the first 4 hitters he has faced. After a long pause in the dugout, Woody, in the 3-run top half of the second, quickly ahead of Noah Foster, 0-2.
Yeah, I would love to come out and pitch after putting 3 runs up on the board. And we were talking about pitch counts, and both pitchers' pitch count completely different.
Noah Foster, 4 hits in 9 at-bats through Mississippi's first 3 games. And he's got a 5th hit. 0-2 pitch, roped into left for a leadoff single. So Rose will have to work with a runner aboard for the first time in this game.
The center fielder, number 8, Davis Oswalt.
Well, Davis Oswalt has been a superstar, both on the mound and at the plate. He's got one of the 2 home runs that teams have hit here in Shelby this week.
And then on the mound, through a shutout, 7 innings pitched, no runs.
3-hitter against Hawaii.
Yeah, unbelievable game to get him here.
Honolulu entered that game 33-0 before Oswalt silenced him.
First loss of the year.
After that game, the head coach of Mississippi, McKinley Holland, said about his team, quote, "Our kids have got super confidence. They're absolute junkyard dogs. We preach for them to stay in every pitch." That's what they did.
And that's why we know they won't give up here, being down 3-0.
One-two pitch. Oswalt stays alive.
McKinley Holland made a great stab there in the dugout with that one.
Sure did. Rose has some pretty good locks on his head.
All these Idaho guys do. They
sure
did in
do.
19. They do now. Kai Howell, all these guys.
Two-two pitch to Oswalt. Got him looking. Second strikeout for Nate Rose.
I think Oswalt thought that ball was up just a half, up out of the zone, very tip top of the zone. That actually come over the belt.
As a pitcher, you want that call.
Well, if I throw that pitch, it gets at about 500 feet because it's hanging.
Any particular batter you have in mind?
Well, I've give up a few, but yeah, Glenn Allen. I knew we were going to throw that one out there, yeah. Glenn Allen Hill.
There are some guys that just have your number.
Yes, they do, and he did.
You ever talk to him about it?
We actually did an interview. It was the 20th anniversary of him doing that because he hit it. It's the 15th longest in Major League history, and we did an interview with Fox together about that. So he went on the roof at Wrigley Field, across the street on top of the roof. So
sounds like as much fun as Dennis Eckersley has.
I wish I'd
talking
have
about
watched
that
it. I
Kirk
didn't
Gibson
watch
home
it.
run. 1-1 pitch drills J.W. Armistead in the back. Foster was off on the pitch, but he will get second freely on the hit batter. And that'll bring the potential tying run to the plate with Jackson Cheek.
Yeah, Rose dropped down sidearm on this pitch and just kind of got away from him. You don't see him drop down sidearm much.
What's his purpose for doing that in that instant?
Just showing the hitter a different look, a different arm angle to try to throw his timing off. A lot of times it'll freeze a hitter when they have not seen that arm angle.
2 on with 1 out. Mississippi trailing 3-0, and here's Cheek. Looking for his first hit of the World Series. He's 0 for 6. Does have 2 walks.
And after throwing 9 pitches in the first inning, this will be pitch number 13 coming up here, I think. Pitch number 14.
2-0 for Cheek. Rose living dangerously right now. Easton Hood's on deck. Cheek and Hood, a couple of guys who are both looking for their first hits here in North Carolina. And that just missed.
Just off the plate. That was actually Nate Rose throwing a breaking ball there. A slider just missed off the plate.
A 3-0 pitch in a 3-0 game. Drilled in there for a strike, and Cheek has to go retrieve his bat.
Not sure where he thought that was at.
Foster, the runner at second. Armistead at first. Mississippi threatening here in the home half of the second. And now the bases are loaded.
And you got to wonder here, you know, it's 3-0. Ryan Alexander, he's been in this position before. You don't want to let them get any momentum to try to come back. He has a lot of pitchers at his disposal.
Fans, check your personal belongings. We have just had
Yeah, they have 16 guys on the roster, and apparently 14 of them are capable of pitching.
Right.
So says Alexander. This team may not have the same firepower as a couple of years ago. Don't have the flame-throwing draft picks like a Randon Hostert, who's now pitching at the University of Utah after he was drafted and chose to go to college. And a lot of guys from that 2019 team perhaps out there watching, playing college ball right now. Caden Christensen had 3 wins in the tourney 2 years ago, now at the College of Southern Idaho. Andrew Gregerson pitched that championship game. He's at Southern Idaho as well. Jake Hansen at Yakima Valley. Tavin Lords playing D1 ball at Utah Valley.
And we never saw Brewer Webster pitch, but he's in the dugout as one of the coaches.
Yeah.
So,
along with his dad, Mick.
Yeah, he was a fun player to watch.
All those guys can't help Idaho Falls now. It's up to Nate Rose and his catcher, R.J. Woods. Easton Hood steps in with the bases full. Easton Hood 0 for 6. The starting right fielder. Cut and a miss.
He was wanting his first hit of this World Series to be a big one.
Runners lead from every base. Foul back our way.
See the flag, the wind's blowing from left to right.
And in from left field. Rose looking for his 3rd strikeout. And that ball laced. Look out down that 3rd base line. Wow. Good thing Noah Foster has quick reflexes. Look out.
Wow.
Colin McCrory, assistant manager, coaching 3rd base over there too for Tupelo.
And they tried to catch the runner there at first asleep.
One-two pitch. Nice job by Hood hanging with that breaking ball. Stays alive. This has been a long 2nd inning.
Yes, it has. This will be pitch number 23 coming up for him this inning.
After Ben Davis threw close to 40 in the top half.
It's a lot of pitches here in this 2nd inning for both pitchers.
Mississippi fans are ready to erupt. Idaho fans hoping for Nate Rose's 3rd strikeout. Easton Hood ready. And down he goes. Pulled the string on him.
Yes, he did. Great pitch there in that situation with the bases loaded, 1-2 count. That's when you want to get a strikeout, and he sure did.
So it's up to Alex Marshall, the number 9 hitter, who's 1 for 8 here in Shelby. Bases loaded, 2 outs in a 3-0 game. Strike 1.
And don't you know that guy on deck right there, Kyle Holliday, wants to have a chance with his bases loaded to for some redemption on that area made.
Can Marshall give him a chance? Runners lead from every base. Idaho wanted that call.
That didn't look close up here, so.
Strike two.
Good curveball down and away. I wonder what he's going to come back with right here. I didn't think he was going to go fastball up or curveball down and away.
What do you think?
Curveball down and away.
Long look in for the sign. 1-2 pitch. And he went down.
It was like a changeup. Down. I would have had to throw the curveball after the swing before.
Two balls, two strikes. The pitch. Little looper, shallow right. The first baseman, Thompson, on the line, has it for the out. That retires the side. Mississippi loads the bases, but does not score. We go to the third, 3-0, Idaho.
LA is a movie. It's a musical.
Es un musical.
It's a sci-fi movie.
It's a comedy.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
Nah, hold up. It's your comeback story.
I'm Corey. I'm a dairy nutritionist here in the Treasure Valley. I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to do my part to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. As soon as the vaccines were readily available, I was vaccinated. I would encourage people to do the research, listen to the healthcare providers. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, there was hardly any wait. It was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
Should I be doing something?
I am 100%.
Oh,
and
we're
I'm only
dancing.
getting better. I am 100%. And I'm only getting better.
Oh.
Yeah, here I come.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it all.
And that's a yeah. Uh-huh.
I am 100%. And I'm only getting better. I am 100%. And I'm only getting better.
I'm a dancer now.
I'm here to save you.
From reliving my glory days?
No, lung cancer.
But I quit smoking.
You may still be at high risk.
Okay.
Redeemable for free McDonald's.
Our first NFL preseason game has Andy Reid and the Chiefs taking on Cliff Kingsbury's Cardinals Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. With the Monday Night Crew, Steve Levy, Brian Greasy, and Louis Riddick on the call. Lisa Salters reporting from the field. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock Eastern with a special edition of Monday Night Countdown. Top of the third here in Shelby, and a bunt drop down. Kai Howell to first. He's out.
We're going to have to take another look at that one, Evan. That was pretty close right there.
Ben Davis gets it there just in time, says Darren Duncan, the first base ump.
And that is close.
Ryan Alexander having a word with Duncan about it over there.
But to no avail.
I'll say he looks safe, but
yeah,
hard to say whether that's conclusive or not. It was really close.
It was hard to tell him, on camera here. It was if he was out or safe.
So one down for Webb. Regardless, that's a big out for Ben Davis just to get back on track a little bit. Because if Howell reaches, he's probably taken off on the first or second pitch of the at-bat.
Plus for Davis's confidence also getting that first out of the inning.
1-1 to Webb. That's in there for a strike. Tupelo, Mississippi beating Florence Post 1 in their regional final, an 11-3 win in Pelham, Alabama, to make it back here to Shelby.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough. I went and spoke at the dinner there to kick off that regional.
Right around the corner from your house,
yeah,
right?
About an hour away, and went and spoke at that with all the teams and had a chance to meet this Tupelo team there. Great bunch of guys.
What do you say to all those young players at the dinner?
Well, I just kind of told my life story about playing baseball and how hard you got to work, and about playing American Legion baseball. And
called third strike in there to Webb. He goes down looking. That's the third strikeout for Davis.
Yeah, he looks like a completely different pitcher here in this inning than the last. Going back to hitting the corner there with his fastball.
He was at 62 pitches through 2 innings, but he's gotten the first 2 outs on 6 throws here in the third. Chandler Robinson steps in. Here's the play we were talking about. Ball off his glove and over the fence he goes.
What a great effort. And Ryan Alexander said he thought that kind of got a little momentum going for them also. And I had a chance to talk to Chandler in between games. He said actually when he got hit by the pitch, it hurt worse than going over the fence.
The 1-1 in there for a called second strike. First time up, Robinson hit the high tapper off the plate that was fielded by the pitcher Davis. Davis tagged him out. That ball down the right field line. This is trouble. Down for a hit. Hood will keep him to a single, but Robinson has a 2-out knock here in the third.
And just what we said, they ought to start every half inning with 2 outs when they come up to hit.
It's frankly getting eerie at this point.
Yes, it is.
The pitcher, number 9, R.J. Woods.
So here's R.J. Woods. Walked and scored in the 3-run second.
Yeah, and this may be a spot where they try to get him in scoring position and taking off at some point early in this at bat.
Woods 3 for 9 with a couple walks here in the World Series.
You gotta love how this Idaho Falls team takes the lead. They take like a walking type lead, and
just a step or two away from the bag there, and he checks him.
Yeah, because they're waiting till the pitcher comes set before they actually get a bigger lead, a walking type lead.
Why do they do that?
Hoping to get a good jump, which they do, going to second.
There he goes. Pitch down low, throw to second is late. Good job by Kai Holiday backing up Alex Marshall at second base.
What a great job by our camera crew getting that exactly what we were talking about there. That walking lead, good jump, and runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Wasn't even close.
Stone Collier didn't have much of a chance. In there for a strike to Woods. Massive missed opportunity for Mississippi in the home half of the second. They had the bases loaded with 1 out. Could not convert. 2-1 pitch. And it missed again. 3-1 now. Tupelo, Mississippi lost their opener to St. Mary's, Maryland, but they've won their last 2. Idaho Falls won their opener 3-2 over Midland, Michigan, then lost 10-2 to Iowa before erupting in the middle innings against Massachusetts to earn their spot in the semifinal. 3-2 pitch. And a little tapper rolled foul down the third base line. Woods will get ready for another 3-2 pitch here from Davis.
You know he's got to be tired. He's had a long day already, catching the entire first game.
High leverage innings, too.
Yes, he was.
But he's young, as all these kids are, between the ages of 15 and 19. 3-2 pitch right down the middle. And he watched it go by. 2 strikeouts in the inning. 4 through 3 innings for Davis. But Mississippi down 3-0, the defending champs from Idaho Falls.
I'm Corey. I'm a dairy nutritionist here in the Treasure Valley. I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to do my part to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. As soon as the vaccines were readily available, I was vaccinated. I would encourage people to do the research, listen to the healthcare providers. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, there was hardly any wait. It was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
LA is a movie. It's a musical.
Es un musical. It's a sci-fi movie.
It's a comedy.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
Nah, hold up. It's your comeback story.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music.
Yeah.
Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Got a new house.
I think I found a place that I call home.
Patented key ingredient, clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels.
That does it. I gotta get Nugenics. Just send a text for a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenics now. Text FIELD to 42424. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenics Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast. Absolutely free. That's FIELD to 42424.
The American Legion World Series is brought to you by the American Legion and by USAA.
Some significant renovations here at Keeter Stadium over the past couple of years to make this facility smaller and better.
Yes, over the last 5 or 6 months, they put in a new irrigation system, changed the pitcher's mound, batter's box. They actually moved the outfield fences in, brought the warning track in with it, and they've done a great job because we saw a lot of rain last night, and this field right now is in good shape.
Well, so much history with this event. American Legion started sponsoring youth baseball in 1925 in South Dakota. This is the 94th American Legion World Series. And the majority of Major League Baseball players through the years played Legion ball at some point during their career. Holliday chops it to Jepson. And a good throw gets the speedy shortstop from Mississippi. Kai Holliday's 0 for 2.
Well, he made it close, but great play by third baseman. Came in on it and threw a strike to first base.
So one away for Jackson McCoy. Woody, I mentioned this during our ESPN3 coverage earlier in the weekend. I never gave you the answer. The trivia question, there's one player in the history of this event and Major League Baseball who's won the MVP, the American Legion World Series, and the Major League Baseball World Series.
And I couldn't get it, and I never even looked at it and Googled it. Who is it?
One Raleigh Fingers.
Raleigh Fingers, which I know from my days in Milwaukee.
He pitched to Milwaukee from 81 to 85. 3-time World Series champion. 72, 73, and 74. Known, of course, for the amazing mustache.
Yes, and it is perfect. Wally fingers.
There's 10 different U.S. presidents who members of the American Legion. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to McCoy. There's a list of active Major League Baseball players and a who's who. Bregman, Bryant, Harper, DeGrom, Pujols, Scherzer, Verlander.
Several Hall of Famers on there, too.
Down goes McCoy. And he has been fanned twice by Nate Rose. 2 down in the 3rd.
I tell you what, Rose has found that breaking ball. Good pitch on the outside part of the plate there to get a swing and a miss.
Stone Collier stands in, and did he go? Yes, he did, says first base umpire Darren Duncan. You know, after Babe Ruth finished his baseball career, he spent some of the last years of his life promoting American Legion baseball. He was the director of operations, promoting the values of the American Legion. Stone Collier flies to left. Chandler Robinson puts it away. Mississippi goes 1, 2, 3 in just 10 pitches. And we go to the 4th in the 7-inning game. 3.
This is the Away Travel Uniform. It's a collection of suitcases and bags that work together. You can attach them, mix and match them, and make travel more seamless. Start building your travel uniform today with a 100-day trial at awaytravel.com.
The legendary DR Trimmer Mower does it all. DR gets the job done right.
My hygienist cleans with a round head. So does my Oral-B. My hygienist personalizes my cleaning. So does my Oral-B.
Oral-B delivers the wow of a professional clean feel every day.
Greenlight is more than a debit card. It's a time saver, a teacher, a safety net. It's how millions of kids and teens learn about money every day and invest for the long term. Greenlight. It's the money app for families.
Have hair goals, but not sure how to reach them? Hers can help. Take our free online quiz to get your customized hair care routine in minutes. From Napa Rose scented shampoo and conditioner to minoxidil, the only FDA-approved treatment clinically proven to help women grow thicker, fuller hair. Whatever your hair goals, Hers has a routine for you. Try today and get a 90-day money-back guarantee. Get your custom hair care routine at forhers.com.
Hair loss getting real? Hims can help. We can connect you to prescription treatments and hair care catered to your needs. The process is simple and 100% online. Answer a few simple questions and the provider can determine if prescription treatment is right for you. Then your order ships directly to your door. When it comes to finding your personalized hair loss solution, Hims has you and your head covered. Now with a 90-day money-back guarantee. Grow new hair or your money back by visiting forhims.com.
Telecast presented by Taco Bell.
Well, they'd be enjoying seeing Post 49 more if they could get some runs on the board against these Bandits from Idaho Falls, but a 3-0 lead for the kids from the Northwest. Ben Davis back to the mound. He has really had to labor through his 3 innings. 3 runs allowed, 2 of them coming home on a double play ball that was doinked at shortstop by Kai Holiday, who's been one of Mississippi's best players.
Yeah, and we saw him out in center field the first night, come to shortstop the second night, and you know, he's played a little bit of everywhere, back and forth with it, but great athlete. And we've seen several of these teams here, you know, with those eras, they have taken advantage of it, and Idaho Falls has done that right now.
So here comes Bradley Thompson, who has just been unbelievable. Five and a third innings, allowed just 1 run earlier today. He actually hit the double play ball that could have ended the inning, but instead produced 2 runs. His head coach Ryan Alexander calls Bradley the stabilizer for the team. He's the coach on the field, has a really good feel for where we are and what we do.
Very good program and very well respected program.
Ben Davis can throw a maximum of 105 pitches. That ball twisting foul and out of play down the right field line. If he's at 105 and he's in the middle of a batter, he is by rule allowed to finish that batter. Just trying to make competitive pitches to get outs on the board and give his bats a chance. Bouncer left side, snared by Foster. And Brad Thompson retired to start the 4th.
Yeah, and Davis has settled down now, and after that rocky second inning.
And he's only allowed 3 singles, but 2 walks, a hit batter, and a couple errors have been costly. Diesel loose, swings and misses.
And when you walk guys in front of those errors, then that's when it becomes an issue.
Yes, indeed. Called strike 2 in there to loose. Wave and a miss. So loose 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. And the K's are piling up now. That's 5 and 3 2/3 for Ben Davis.
All on that good fastball that he has.
Pitcher number 23, Nate Rose.
One of those strikeouts was to start the game against Nate Rose, who takes this one back up the middle. And again, with 2 outs, the fun begins for Idaho.
My goodness, this is becoming a big joke, I guess. I mean, 2 outs again.
What, because they're hitting .950 with 2 outs?
We could shorten this whole game up if we just start, I'm telling you, just start the half inning with 2 outs. Both teams will be happy.
Elliott Jones stands in, takes upstairs. Well, over the past couple of decades, the analytics folks have tried to limit the idea of clutch. But I imagine as a former player, you think clutch is still very much a thing?
Yes, I'm not the big analytics person, but those, you know, the numbers do help you with certain things. And I know Major League Baseball has talked about taking several things out, the shifts and stuff, but
2-0 to Jones, left side, deep in the hole, off Holiday's glove. Rose racing for third. Here comes the throw. Head first slide. He's safe. Jones to second on the throw. 2 in scoring position on back-to-back singles.
and you gotta love how this Idaho team runs the bases. He never let up coming around second base and just kept on going. And now they have runners on second and third with 2 outs. 2 runners in scoring position. Great slot.
Assistant coach for Mississippi, Colin McCrory, out to the mound. Ryan Alexander enjoying himself.
Hayden Donahue is down in the bullpen warming up for Mississippi. But here again we go. 2 outs.
Jones did advance the second on the throw, so move that runner along. 2 in scoring position. And Davis knows his day is almost over on the mound. I mean, is it 93 throws?
You see Hayden Donahue there warming up. But they're going to give Davis another chance to get out of this.
Third baseman number 6.
Here's Mac Jepson. Twice has flown to Oswalt in center field. And this feels like a huge batter in the game here, Woody.
I think this is the biggest batter of the game for this Mississippi team. If they don't get him out, we're looking at a 5-0 game if he gets a hit here.
And a huge difference between 3-zip and 5-zip, especially in a 7-inning game. We're almost halfway through. Oh-2, and it hit him.
Well,
wow.
Well, here's the stat for you right here, Evan. So that was the 39th hits batsman in this World Series, which breaks a record.
It's not just anecdotal.
Man.
There have been more hit by pitches in this Legion World Series than any of the 93 previously. Breaks a record from 4 years ago.
Goodness.
Why do you think there's this epidemic of hit batters?
Yesterday I was thinking maybe it was the ball being wet. I mean,
Howell with the bases loaded, rips it to the gap in right center. This is going to bring home at least 2. Jepson's going to get the stop sign at third, but it's a 2-run double for Kai Howell. Bandits up 5-0. More 2-out magic for Idaho Falls.
the lone remaining guy from the championship team in 19 drives this ball in the gap for 2 RBIs, and we were just talking about that, making it 5-0, which is going to make it difficult for this team to come back.
And that will be the last batter for Ben Davis, whose day on the mound will end with that 2-out, 2-run double from Kai Howell, who's now 7 for 13 here in Shelby this week. We'll step aside. New pitcher coming on. It's Hayden Donahue. Idaho Falls still threatening in the worst news for Mississippi.
We get asked a lot, so what makes Misfits Market different? We help farmers by rescuing excess fruits and veggies, because almost half of what gets harvested never gets eaten. We deliver the organic produce grocery stores won't take, stuff like perfectly great apples. Some are too big, too small, or just sort of funny looking. Grocery store apples are eerily similar and hang out with middlemen or in stores for months at a time. Help fight food waste by getting sustainably sourced groceries straight to your door, occasional chuckle included. Get started at misfitsmarket.com.
Good things come to those who work. So let's get to work. Get going. Get hustling.
Let's go get this money, man.
Let's get paid. Not later. Now. Because there are things we want. Now. Goals to reach. Now. Ideas to create. Now. And there's no better time than now. So what are you waiting for? Pick up, drop off, cash out. Dash now. DoorDash.
This is an Away suitcase. It's designed to make travel easier. It comes in colors people like, with 360-degree wheels that roll anywhere you want. You can pack more into it because of this thing, so you don't have to deal with that thing. And see that durable shell? It stands up to almost anything. This is an Away suitcase, and this is how you get yours. Get a 100-day trial and lifetime warranty on any suitcase at awaytravel.com.
redeemable for free McDonald's.
Well, Ben Davis really battled and grinded, but faced a patient, disciplined, and motivated Idaho Falls team that has just been unbelievable with 2 outs. And Hayden Donahue's in now for Tupelo, Mississippi. He's graduated from Boonville High School, and he will enter the second and third 2-out scenario where the Bandits have been so good. 12 of their 13 runs in the game against Massachusetts earlier came with 2 outs. 3 of the 5 runs in this game have come with 2 away.
The right fielder, number 7, Ace Webb.
Yeah, this is going to be Hayden's second appearance here in this World Series. Also,
Ace Webb bats with first base open. Righty-righty matchup. Swinging at the first pitch. He popped it up in the infield. Jackson Cheek makes the call, and that'll end the inning. But 2 more runs come in. Kai Howell, the Legion World Series vet, plates a pair with his bases loaded double. Halfway through this one, 5-0 Idaho.
What's so extreme about the DQ Reese's Extreme Blizzard? How about all the Reese's you could dream of? With Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Reese's Pieces, Peanut Butter Topping, and Chocolatey Topping. All in world-famous DQ soft serve. Woo, what a rush. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Can I get a hamburger? Kind.
Small fries and a vanilla shake. And 1 Big Mac. Thanks.
You've been loyal. We want to reward that. Introducing My McDonald's Rewards. Now every order earns points redeemable for free McDonald's.
It's the best time of the year. The big plays. And the hometown's going crazy. Let's hit some dingers and throw some heat. Let's just play. The Little League Baseball World Series, presented by T-Mobile, continues on the networks of ESPN.
I thought today's show was good. Yeah, that was fun. Oh. What do you think? Let's go diagonal. Not good. It's a bad read. Really bad read.
Hi, I'm Jeff from Nuts.com. When my grandfather started this business in 1929, he relied on 4 important values: freshness, quality, variety, and service. I'm proud to carry on his legacy, but from a bigger space. We still freshly roast, season, and dip delicious nuts here in New Jersey and deliver them with the freshest dried fruits, snacks, and sweets to families that love our products all around the country, including mine. We think you'll love Nuts.com too, so check us out and enjoy free shipping on your first order.
Tonight, our Monday Night Baseball matchup features 2 of the top teams in the American League, the Chicago White Sox, who are atop the Central Division, and they're hosting the Oakland A's, game 1 of a 4-game set. Our coverage starts at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific on the West Coast. ESPN and on the app. 1 app.
1 tap.
We did not even rehearse that, folks. Totally impromptu. Bottom of the 4th inning, 5-0 Idaho. And Nate Rose picks up where he left off, firing a strike to Noah Foster. Foster singled in the second when Mississippi loaded the bases, 1 out, but could not convert.
Tell me if I'm wrong, Evan. Mississippi in their last game, how many hits do they have in their last game? 2 or 3, and then the game before they had 10?
I believe just 2 in their last game.
2 in their last game, scoring 4 runs there against Hawaii on a couple of mistakes. Well, it was walks early, and they scored, but they pumped out 10 hits in the game before Hawaii. And during the season, this team hit .365 as a team over the course of the entire year. And there's 1 hit on the board.
Different level of pressure and different caliber of pitching. 2-2, just missed. Full count to Foster, who's got the only Tupelo, Mississippi hit in this game.
And the last thing you want him to do here is walk him. You want him to leave running.
3-2, and he'll foul it off. Three-two. Fouled off his foot. Ouch.
And a breaking ball there on 3-2. Inside the foot. You know that hurt.
This next throw from Rose will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat. And he walked him. So Foster's aboard for the second time. And the leadoff man on for Davis Oswalt.
The center fielder, number 8.
Oswalt, recent graduate of Nettleton High School. He does not need a home run right here. He just needs to get on base, keep the line moving. One ball, one strike on Oswalt.
Yeah, we got the home plate umpire. Catcher's going to run out and talk to the pitcher for a second and give the home plate umpire Jeff Maxey a second.
Rudy, you were saying during the break about how when base runners would get on against you that you just knew were going to run. It really bothered you on the mound and probably impacted the way you threw the ball.
It did, because you tried to rush to get the ball home, and then you make mistakes, and you know they're always in the back of your mind. And you know, guys that I was talking to you about during the break, Ricky Henderson, which you knew Ricky was going to run all the time. You know, those guys are always in the back of your mind, and they're trying to do it to make you make a mistake at the plate. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, Ricky was a gnat on the bases, a annoying fly all the time.
The best ever.
He had more steals in many of his seasons than a lot of teams do now.
If I saw the stat correct the other day, it would take somebody for the next 20 years to stealing like 25 or 30 bases a year to even tie Ricky Henderson's record.
The 3-1 pitch fouled off.
And I think that was the last thing that Oswalt thought he was going to be throwing him right there, especially on a 3-1 count with a runner on first, was a curveball.
The 3-2 pitch bounced down the third base line. It's foul. Ricky Henderson's major league career spanned from 1979 to 2003. Scored more runs, had more steals, had more unintentional walks, and more leadoff home runs than anyone in major league history.
I've gave up a leadoff home run to him, so.
Sure he appreciated that. It's a fly ball, well hit to left center by Oswalt. Outfielders converge though, and Howell has the room.
"24 years. It's a pretty good career.
The left fielder, number 15, J.W. Armistead.
Over 3,000 hits, 3 homers shy of 300, but inducted into the Major League Hall of Fame in 2009. His first ballot appearance. Runner goes, pitch in there for a strike. One hopper to second is late. And Foster, embracing his own Ricky Henderson, steals second.
Foster got a good jump there on Nate. All on the pitcher there. And that's what Ricky Henderson, he would steal it on the pitcher. You see, Nate won that pitch, and Woods kind of pushed it out of the zone when he caught it.
One pitch, popped foul by Armistead over by the dugout, and ouch.
Ow.
The catcher
ran into the brick wall.
R.J. Woods pops back up.
Wow, hit his nose. Just watch this right here.
Look out.
Man, that brick wall will hurt. Oh.
Our camera crew right there was ready to catch him if he fell over.
But Ryan Alexander told him to put a hole in the wall over there, so. He's tough. He's already got hit on the right hand early in the first game on a foul ball and hung in there.
Woods gets settled back in, and Rose fires and misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You saw him drop down again there.
Rose certainly hasn't been overpowering, but mixing speeds, mixing locations, been effective. Foster leads from second. The count runs full on Armistead. J.W. Armistead. It's James Wesley.
James Wesley.
Big kid, 6'4", 3-2. Gets a piece.
We still got a long ways to go in this game. We're about halfway through this, 3.5.
Rose a little bit more deliberate today than he was yesterday on the mound. Breaking ball fouled off. That'll get down the right field line, out of play. Ricochets back onto the field. 3rd full count this inning in 3 batters.
And this next pitch will be pitch number 70 for him.
And that pitch count's climbing. From the stretch, the 3-2. Called 3rd strike over the outside corner.
What a curveball. And that really could have went either way there. And
First baseman number 12, Jackson.
Jeff Maxey says it got the corner. And a lot of that had to do with Mr. Woods back there, the way he stuck that pitch.
He stole one for his pitcher.
Yes, he did.
So now 2 down for Foster at second base, and Rose kind of takes a walk off the side of the mound after he released that pitch. Evan Lepler, former Major League pitcher Steve Woodard here at Shelby, North Carolina's Keeter Stadium. 5-0 Idaho in the last of the 4th. Winner of this game moves on to tomorrow's championship game, taking on the winner of our second semifinal coming up, scheduled to start about 85 minutes from now, 4 o'clock Eastern, Dubuque County, Iowa, Honolulu, Hawaii.
Ought to be an interesting game.
You got a pick for us?
I think a lot of it's according to how Hawaii pitches, because they're facing a very good Iowa offense. And then who is Iowa going to run out there to pitch? Because some of these teams are running short on pitching. So it's going to be a good matchup. And there's one of the Hawaii guys there.
We know it won't be Tucker Nauman, who was sensational in 7 innings yesterday. Cheek skies it to left. Robinson is in. He's got it. Side retired. We go to the 5th. 5-0. Idaho.
Never see that. Use the trap toe.
Ricky Bobby, today the road is your classroom. Now, let's go borrow a boat and make some bad decisions. Time to go incognito.
I love you, Ricky! I love you, Kyle! What's the next stop?
It's time for your extracurriculars. Vámonos, amigos!
New upgraded Axe body wash.
Hey, how you doing, baby?
Keeps you clean and smelling refreshed for 12 hours.
Can I get 10 large fries, please? I'm gonna need like 10 Egg McMuffin sandwich things.
Night or the next morning, you've been loyal. My McDonald's Rewards is for you. Now every order earns points redeemable for free McDonald's.
Coming up Friday evening, the NFL preseason continues with the Chiefs and the Cardinals. Patrick Mahomes going against his old college coach, Cliff Kingsbury. Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app with Steve Levy, Brian Greasy, Louis Riddick, and Lisa Salters. Coverage begins with the Monday Night Countdown at 7 o'clock Eastern. It's a special Monday Night Countdown on Friday. You catch any NFL preseason action this past week?
I was trying to watch all the, the quarterbacks, the rookie quarterbacks, and see what's going on. And Jordan Love there with the Packers.
I know you're an Alabama guy. I was excited to see Mac Jones make his debut with the New England Patriots last Thursday night against Washington.
Yeah, he's going to be a good one.
First pitch swinging, Chandler Robinson blasts it down that right field line. Foul ball. The thing that was fun for me watching the Patriots football team game, New England and Washington, it feels like, and I don't think they're faking it, they could be, feels like Cam Newton and Mac Jones have a really good camaraderie going, which you don't always see with an Auburn guy and an Alabama guy coming together.
Well, you just don't see that with two quarterbacks sometimes competing with each other, but then Alabama and Auburn thrown in there.
Oh, up and tight, and another hit by pitch to add to the record. Was that number 39 in the
40?
Number 40 in the Legion World Series. And Robinson hit by the pitch on the arm.
That's the second time he got hit earlier in the first game today.
It's always interesting when the Auburn and Alabama guys become teammates at the next level, or Duke Carolina guys in basketball. It's a little bit like Legion baseball, where all the different high school players that are used to competing, trying to beat each other's brains out, the best of the best come together to form a Legion team. And I mean, Ryan Alexander, the coach of this Idaho squad, talked about how celebrating together 2 years ago after they won was really special because of all the different backgrounds and high schools that they represented.
Yeah, because you're wanting, you know, 2 different high schools during the year, and you're competing with each other and wanting to beat the crap out of each other. And then you become teammates and winning together.
He said when they got home, the parade they had, the community greeted them, was more than they ever dreamed of. 5 different high schools all coming together to form this Legion team. Runner goes, pitches low, throw to second is late. And most base runners right now are just taking whatever they want. Chandler Robinson with his 2nd steal of the game.
And he stole that on Hayden Donahue, just that good jump that most all these Idaho Falls guys get.
One, 2 to Woods, and he takes breaking ball away. Every team here in Shelby has their home uniforms, and they also have camouflage uniforms that they wear one game. Today we're getting the umpires' camouflage uniforms.
Look good.
Runner goes, no, he stopped, and then the line drive down the left field line. Here comes Chandler Robinson rounding third. He will score. The throw comes into second. It's 6-0 Bandits. First RBI of the week for R.J. Woods.
And it comes with nobody out, which is very unusual for this Bandits team. But
bewildering. I didn't realize they could do this. Still nobody out here in the 5th. Hayden Donahue deals a strike to Bradley Thompson. Thompson reached on the error in the 2nd, part of the 3-run inning. Lines that one through the hole. What a brilliantly executed hit and run. Woods to 3rd, Thompson to 1st with a single. And Mississippi better look out, because this could reach mercy rule status pretty quick.
Looked like a hit and run, and because R.J. Woods was not going to steal 2nd, but what a great job of hitting there by our man driving into right center. Now they got runners on 1st and 3rd, and they're actually doing it with nobody out, Evan.
Here's Diesel loose, who struck out twice against Ben Davis, now facing Hayden Donahue for the first time. Squares to bunt, throw goes over to 1st. The mercy rule in Legion ball, if you have a double-digit lead through 5 innings, it's over.
And that's what happened in the first game with...
Runner goes, and strike 1 in there, but no throw
with Idaho Falls in Massachusetts.
Yep. And that game didn't feel like it was going to be a mercy rule game through the first few innings. It was very tight, competitive. 2-2 through 3 innings before Idaho Falls broke it open. Up 6 right now with 2 more in scoring position and nobody out. Long string of signals there flashed by Stone Collier.
Yeah. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit if they don't squeeze here or try to steal a run.
Foster in on the grass at 3rd, and Luce takes ball 1. Action in the bullpen. Evan Smith, rising senior at Nettleton High School in Mississippi, getting loose. And the 1-1 pitch. And that was downstairs. 2 balls and a strike for Luce. First base is open, but you don't want to walk the number 9 hitter to get to Nate Rose.
No, you don't.
Two and two. Six runs on 8 hits for Idaho. No runs, 1 hit Mississippi. And they got him looking. Loose, surprised, but he'll go down on strikes for the 3rd consecutive at bat.
Donahue just used that fastball. Went right after him. No swing.
That's the first out of the inning, and here's Rose, who singled and scored in the 2-run 4th.
Yeah, now the infield, they're bringing the infield in, Evan, here with 1 out. See the defensive alignment there, trying to cut off that run at 3rd.
Rose flies it high to left center, certainly deep enough to score the run. Armistead to make the catch, both runners tagging, and both will advance. RJ Woods crossing the plate to make it 7-0.
You know, we talked about, we wondered what type of team we were going to see come out today. The way Idaho Falls played their, their second game, made a lot of mental mistakes, and they've come out doing all the little things.
Elliott Jones has not made an out yet in this game. 2 singles and a walk. Oh, great stop there by Collier to keep the runner at 3rd. Jones, an excellent 2-hole hitter for this Idaho team. Adding in the 2 hits today, he's now 5 for 12 here in Shelby. Two balls and a strike. Just wonder if Mississippi can generate enough offense to get back in this. Nate Rose has allowed just 1 hit in 4 innings. Of course, we've seen things can change quickly.
They can change quickly, I tell you. But with that 1 hit up on the board, and they had 2 hits in their last game, somebody's got to get something going for them if they are.
3-1. Right back up the middle, snared by Donahue, and he'll throw out Jones at first. 2 more runs in the top half of the 5th for the Bandits.
There's a 72% chance that you're overpaying for car insurance. But shopping for car insurance is a hassle and can take hours to find the best deal. That's why we created Gabby. Gabby is a free tool that does all the shopping for you. Gabby analyzes your existing policy and finds you the best rate for the same coverage. Within minutes, Gabby finds you quotes that would have taken hours to get on your own. And it works. Gabby saves customers more than $800 per year on average. Go to Gabby.com and stop overpaying for home and auto insurance.
Things are feeling pretty crowded. We need more room for our family.
And for Fluffy, Felix, and Mr. Beaks. But with our credit...
Well, Credit Karma can show us how to improve our credit scores for free.
Then maybe we can get a bigger place.
With more space for the kids, Grandpa, Fluffy, and Felix.
Don't forget Mr. Beaks.
From free credit scores to home loans and everything in between. Credit Karma. Download the app today.
You're busy. Very, extremely busy. Busy dealing with dinner. Busy dealing with work.
I'm sorry, I can't hear. Can you repeat that?
Busy dealing with just life. With no time to shop for the stuff you need. So you use Instacart. Because why wouldn't you? Just tell your Instacart shopper what you're looking for, and they'll bring it right to your door, fast. It's like having another you.
What were you saying?
For those days when just one of you isn't enough.
First one.
Visit instacart.com to get free delivery on your first order.
McDonald's.
Well, so far so good from a weather standpoint here in Shelby on a day where things look precarious. Steve to my right knocks on wood, literally. And a great day for the Idaho Falls Bandits. They lead 7-0 here at Keeter Stadium. This game moved up 3 hours to try to get these semifinal games in before more rain is anticipated this evening. And well, Nate Rose has a pretty comfortable cushion against this Mississippi offense that he has shut down. 1 hit, 2 walks, 1 hit batter in 4 innings. No one has been past second base except for Noah Foster, who reached third and was stranded there in the second.
He looks completely different. So he started the game from earlier today, which was last night, when the first pitch was thrown. He started that game, and he looks completely different than he did last night.
Easton Hood leads off here in the last of the 5th for Tupelo, Mississippi, post 49 from Lee County.
Jeff Maxey got hit pretty hard right there on the right elbow. It looked like got under RJ Woods and popped up and hit him.
So the catcher will buy him a minute or so.
Or he just wanted to get away from him so he didn't yell at him.
Catchers and umpires take care of each other. There's a kinship there.
A lot of conversations back there.
Big swing and a miss by Hood. Woods looked like he got shaken up there too.
Yeah, like he had his left arm.
Woods looking into the dugout. Now he'll signal. Looks like he's calling for the fastball. Here it comes, and it's lined down the right field line. Webb not going to get there. Easton Hood has a leadoff single. So the leadoff man is aboard against Nate Rose for the 3rd time in 5 innings.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's Mr. Hood's first hit of this World Series.
Yes, indeed. Had been 0 for 7. So he was due. Now here's Alex Marshall, popped up to Brad Thompson at first base in his first at bat. That ended the bases loaded threat back in the 2nd. Batting in the 9th spot, the right-handed hitter from Mississippi. 1-1. Who do you see on the mound when you look at Nate Rose? I mean, he's not a towering figure out there, not a crazy large presence, 5'10", 170. Mixing it up, throwing strikes.
Just a good athlete, you know, plays shortstop, probably maybe the best athlete on this team, and usually your best athlete can pitch usually. And just changing speeds and throwing strikes and letting them hit it.
Here's the 2-1, and that's grounded to third off the glove of Jepson, and he will not get an out. Had a chance to get Marshall at first if he could field it cleanly in the 2nd effort. But now the 8 and 9 hitters are on base, a single and an error, and Ryan Alexander out to the mound.
You got to wonder what's going through his mind. Yeah, it is 7-0, but you sure don't want them to get any momentum back in this game. You know, he's got everything set up the way he wants it if he's able to win this game. He's got his #1 starter to come tomorrow in the finals. And Mississippi had it set up too. They had their #1 starter ready to go in the finals also.
Kai Holiday's coming up. He has twice grounded a Jepson at third. First 3 games of this Legion World Series, he scored 5 runs. Was 2 for 7, but also had 2 walks and was hit by 2 pitches. And he was 4 for 4 stealing bases.
And here's a fact about Mr. Holiday. He's quarterback on the football team. He was an all-state quarterback. He threw for 4,000 yards. He ran for another 1,000 yards. Unbelievable athlete. Star on the basketball team.
He's going to drop down a bunt, and it will trickle foul.
He was the state champion in the 100-meter dash.
Wow.
And he's going to play football and baseball at Northeast Community College.
Just graduated from Tupelo Christian Prep School. Special young athlete, versatile. Trying to make something happen here with his team trailing by 7. Defensively, Idaho in at the corners. Will he square to bunt again? He will. Lays off a breaking ball away.
And I've had a chance to sit and talk with him. Yesterday, he was telling me he could throw a football about 65 yards or so. 65, 70 yards.
You told me you could throw a football 70 yards.
I can throw a football 70 yards. Used to, not anymore. I'm old now. But
I was going to say, I kind of want to see that. The 1-1. That's upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. This could get interesting really quickly here if Mississippi can just get on the board and get some momentum. Holiday pops up the bunt, and it's caught by Woods.
And you know that's not what he wanted to do, but trying to figure out any way to get on base and just got under it, dropped the barrel underneath the ball and right to the catcher.
Holiday in disbelief as Woods makes the routine catch, popping up quickly for the first out here in the last of the 5th. Now it's up to Jackson McCoy, and he'll rope that ball to the third baseman Jepson. He'll tag the runner, throw to first late. He'll settle for just the force, or the lead runner at third. Marshall to second, McCoy to first on the fielder's choice.
And you never really see that play ever really happen. A ball hit the third baseman is usually going straight to second. You don't ever really see him tag the runner coming to third, but got the lead guy.
Stone Collier with 2 on and 2 out in the 5th. Can Rose escape again?
And we go from being runners on first and second with nobody out to now 2 quick outs, and those runners are still on first and second.
Collier, number 3 hitter for a reason, but he's 0 for 2 today, 2 for 8 here in Shelby. 1 ball, 1 strike to Collier. Plenty of veterans in the stands supporting this American Legion event. It goes back to the mid-1920s. So many great competitions, memorable moments. Another championship game on tap tomorrow, Idaho Falls. 7 outs, Woody, from getting back to the championship game for the 2nd straight time with a full gap year because of the pandemic. 1-2, little fly ball, shallow left. That's going to drop for a hit. Robinson gets it in, but in to score from second, Alex Marshall.
So you got to wonder if that's going to get them going. There's a run on the board now for them.
Collier with the RBI single to snap the shutout. And a little two-out success for Mississippi.
Just right there in front of Chandler Robinson.
To third baseman number 5.
And I'm not sure if Marshall would have scored without that secondary lead. Noah Foster trying to keep the two-out rally going. Takes outside, ball 1.
Pitch number 92. And so that's going to come into play before this game's over.
Sure is. Sure, Ryan Alexander would have loved to see Rose go the distance and keep everyone else fresh. Interesting. If you have a 6-run lead, you maybe go with one guy. If you have a 4-run lead, you may go with somebody else.
But the guy that he has to go tomorrow, if he's able to hold on through a complete game in his, first start out.
Merritt Jones.
Merritt Jones.
He has been their ace throughout the season. That's down and away, ball 3, and the bases would be full with one more miss here from Rose. 95th pitch of the day, is 20th of the inning coming up here. Right at the knees, strike 1.
And the guy on deck, Mr. Davis Oswalt, is one of the guys with one of the 2 home runs hit in this tournament.
That could change the complexion of the game pretty quick.
Very quick.
Runners go. 3-1 pitch is high, ball 4. And they are loaded up for Oswalt, who could dramatically change the complexion of this game with one swing. McCoy to third, Collier to second, Foster down to first. And they're going to trade helmets.
Center fielder number 8.
All right, big spot here, Woody. 2 outs. Mississippi has been relatively quiet offensively. Stranded the bases loaded in the second without scoring any. They got 1 here in the 5th, and they got the bases full again with 2 outs. And their big slugger, Davis Oswalt, standing in, strike 1.
And Rose has made, every time he's been in trouble, has made some quality pitches to be able to get out of it. Let's see if he can do that again.
From the stretch, Rose delivers. And a curveball drops in there for strike 2. Here comes the 99th pitch of the day for Nate Rose. Got him looking. Oswalt leaves the bat on his shoulders. And Mississippi scores 1, but strands 3. What a clutch pitch. Right at the knees to send us to the 6th in a 6-run game.
There's a place down yonder where 3 streams converge into one. It's where I watched the Mandalorian get himself into a space squabble, watch me some UFC, and those folks from Modern Family, well, they had me cackling like a trout getting tickled. That's the Disney bundle for you. It lets you stream Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus for only $13.99 a month. It's the most glorious stream I've ever seen. The Disney bundle. It's streaming at its best.
It's the best time of the year. The big plays, and the hometown's going crazy. Let's hit some dingers and throw some heat. Let's just play. The Little League Baseball World Series, presented by T-Mobile, continues on the networks of ESPN.
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40...
Let me guess, less energy, less drive?
Definitely. It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age. Happen to you guys?
Yep.
So what did you do?
We got Nugenix Total T.
To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text FIELD to 42424. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels.
That does it. I gotta get Nugenix.
Just send a text for a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix now. Text FIELD to 42424. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast, absolutely free. That's FIELD to 42424.
Idaho Falls trying to get back to their second straight American Legion Championship game, and Mississippi just has not been at its best. That defensive miscue cost Tupelo a couple of runs, and the Bandits offensively were not done. They got 3 in the second, added 2 more in the fourth. Kai Howell's 2-run double, plating a pair with 2 outs. And then in the fifth, 2 more runs. R.J. Woods RBI single, and then Nate Rose with a sac fly later in the frame. It was 7-0. Mississippi getting 1 run back in the last of the fifth, but still a lot of work to do as we head into the 6th inning of the 7-inning scheduled game.
Yeah, time's running out, Evan. They got 6 outs to work with. They better get something going.
Mac Jepson stands in. Donahue back to work on the mound. Looks like Mississippi has a new catcher in the game.
J.W. Armstead.
Armstead has moved from left field to catcher. Mississippi exploring its depth at that position.
Yeah, after Andon Johnson getting hurt after that first game, and they've been trying to, Ben Davis was the catcher for the rest of the games and then started this game pitching.
Fouls off the 0-2. Call third strike. Jepson down looking.
Jepson got locked up there on that curveball. It looked like it was going to hit him and broke right back across the plate.
Center fielder number 1, Kai Howell.
You see him. Ooh. Thought it was going to hit him and just come right back over the inside corner. And that one was behind Mr. Kai Howell.
Howell just looks confident when he's striding up to the box right now.
He does.
Still sorting out the defensive moves. Stone Collier moved from catcher to first base. In there for a strike to Howell. Count 1 and 2. Howell's making a pretty good case for World Series valuable player.
Yes, he is.
Got 7 hits and 13 at bats, 3 doubles. Grounds that one off the pitcher's mound. The second baseman Marshall has to hurry and doesn't have a play.
There's his 8th hit.
8 for 14. And perhaps another opportunity to steal a base or 2.
Yeah, when you got speed like that, it's off the pitcher's glove. And there's no getting him there.
Ace Webb's 1 for 3. And he'll swing at the first pitch, line it to right. Hood played it on a hop, and it handcuffed him. It goes by him and rolls all the way to the fence. Howell's coming in to score. Webb is on his way to third, and it's 8-1 Idaho. Single and an error. No RBI, but Howell scores the 8th run of the day for the Bandits.
And let's see here if he got any glove on this at all. It looked like it just skipped by him completely, didn't touch it, but should have been a single, but ends up with him on third base and a run in. Now they got to bring their infield back in to try to minimize it.
Chandler Robinson standing in from the right side. I mean, both their games today, Idaho has gotten a lead and then continued scoring.
Well, when you have speed, you just keep pouring it on.
High strike called there, 1-1, or 0-2 rather, excuse me. Chopper to the mound, the shortstop Holiday coming home with it. The tag applied and out at the plate. Webb gunned down by Holiday as Armistead applied the tag.
Armistead goes to catching and gets some action there at home right off the bat.
It's the second out of the inning as Robinson reaches first on the fielder's choice.
Good throw there by Holiday, and there's the tag.
First pitch swinging. Woods pops it up. The foul ground. Foster has room. And that will retire the side. One more run for Idaho. They're back up by 7. They have 6 more outs separating themselves from the final.
Oh, that spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Ooh, yeah, that's nice.
Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on?
Sure, it's wireless.
What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password?
It's Buick Envision. That's a really tight spot. I used to hate parallel parking.
Me too.
The all-new Buick Envision, built around you, all of you. Pay no interest for 72 months, plus current eligible Buick owners get $500 purchase allowance on 2021 Buick SUV models.
Welcome the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
I wasn't born in the spotlight. Nah. Had to grind and shine like a star on a hot night. Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight. It chases them.
Okay, we're not going to ask for discounts on floor models, demos, or displays. Shopping malls can be a big trigger for young homeowners turning into their parents.
You ever think about the storage operation a place like this must rely on?
No.
They just sell candles and they're making overhead. You know what kind of fish those are?
No.
Don't be coy. Koi fish.
It can be overwhelming. Think a second. Have we seen this ship before?
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
But you know what? I'm still gonna get it. I think it's coming in really good.
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna win this mustache contest.
Maybe. Good luck with
You're going down this year. See you in 2 weeks, pal.
Idaho Falls has gotten some awesome pitching in the important moments here in Shelby. Earlier today it was Bradley Thompson, and now Nate Rose shutting down Mississippi.
Yeah, he's done everything for this team. And I'll tell you what, he's got him here going into the bottom of the 6th inning with only 1 run given up. He's thrown 5 innings and has made every pitch that he's needed to make to get his team to this point.
None of the 3 batters that he has walked has come around to score. And he'll get ready to face Armistead, Cheek, and Hood, the scheduled trio here in the last of the 6th inning. Tupelo, Mississippi is running out of time here, Woody.
It's getting close. It's not over yet, but they better get something going.
Armistead, who started the game in left field, moved to the catching position the last inning and immediately got a play at the plate, as you said, steps in.
And there was pitch number 100. So he's only got 5 more pitches.
Or a few more than that if the battery's on when he hits 105. Able to finish that batter.
And I guess they called that a ball. It looked like he had swung, but said no swing.
Logan Taggart has taken over in right field in the place of Ace Webb. No one in the bullpen. Well, take that back. There is someone in the bullpen for Idaho. And a hit batter. I mean, we got a lot of baseball left here at Shelby. Another semifinal and the final, and we've already broken the record for most hit by pitches in a Legion World Series, and that may be the last pitch for Nate Rose, who's in line for the win, 5+ innings.
And he ought to get a standing applause here.
Got to be a satisfying feeling. So 103 pitches for Rose, and his day on the mound is done. And the Idaho Falls Bandits are 6 outs away, and he's going to stay in the game.
I'm sure he'll go to shortstop.
Yes, indeed. We'll take a break. Pitching change here in North Carolina.
I've been on my get back, copper bag slow. You would never see that. Use the trap dough. Oh no!
Welcome the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Every MLB player remembers where it all began. Give us the MLB Little League Classic on Sunday Night Baseball. Angels, Indians. Sunday at 7 on ESPN.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-673-1053. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-673-1053.
Don't forget, our Monday Night Baseball matchup features 2 of the top teams in the American League. The Central Division leading Chicago White Sox hosting the Oakland Athletics in the first game of a 4-game set. Coverage starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, and 5 p.m. Pacific on ESPN and the app. One app, one tap.
One tap.
Dayton Robeson is the new pitcher for Idaho Falls after Nate Rose departs the mound. Rose will stay in the game at shortstop, taking over there for Diesel Luce.
Yeah, and Robeson in the regional threw 3 1/3. Had 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, and didn't give up any runs.
Well, they're looking for 2 innings from him right here to finish this up.
Yes.
8-1 lead for Idaho Falls, Idaho, as they try to get back to the championship game for the second time in 3 years, but the second time in 2 Legion World Series. No World Series in 2020, canceled due to the pandemic. Of course, the pandemic continues to exist. We acknowledge that. They were having a free vaccination clinic on the concourse here at Keeter Stadium yesterday afternoon,
yes,
noon to 5 o'clock. Hopefully some folks out there got vaccinated, making it safer for their neighbors and themselves.
I agree, 100%. And there's a strike. And not what Dayton Roberson wanted to do there, coming in, walking the first hitter he faces, especially in this situation with a 7-run lead and nobody out.
So Armistead hit by a pitch, then a pitching change. We're told it's Dayton Robinson taking over on the mound. His name mistyped on the roster we were given. So Robinson encounters a 2-on, nobody out situation here. He's got 7 runs cushion. So the biggest thing is you don't just want to give free base runners, and they've already given 2 of them here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, you got to make them earn it. Sounds like the Idaho fans here think he's getting squeezed just a little bit.
Easton Hood 1 for 2. Strikeout in the 2nd, single in the 5th. Runners lead from 1st and 2nd. A big cut. Hood comes up empty.
He went to his knees on that swing.
Easton Hood focused at the plate. Nice stop by R.J. Woods.
You got to wonder if Dayton's nervous here. Hasn't pitched in this series yet.
Two 2-1. Drops in a breaking ball beautifully. Robinson has a couple of inches on Rose, but according to the roster, he's 15 pounds lighter. He's a slight 155 at 6'1".
Pitcher's frame.
Not a lot of meat on those bones.
He's still got time. I think he'll be a senior to be the upcoming year.
Here comes the payoff pitch to Easton Hood. And he'll bounce it foul. Gets a piece down that third baseline past Colin McCrory, the third base coach. An assistant for McKinley Holland. Holland, an assistant on this Mississippi team back in 2011 when they went all the way to the finals of the Legion World Series. Another 3-2 flown out to left field, well hit. Back goes Robinson, and that ball's off the fence. Armistead coming around to score. Cheek will hold at third. It's a double for Easton Hood. On a 3-2 count, he blasts one off the fence and left.
In Mississippi, they're not done yet. Chandler got right back to the wall and just off the top of the wall. It looked like right where A.V. Rivera yesterday hit that wall out, and Mississippi's got something cooking.
Ryan Alexander out to the mound, a quick chat with Robinson and the entire infield. And that's Rose, who pitched the first 5 innings of this game, giving him some advice.
What would be your advice, Evan?
My advice would be to ask the analyst who pitched in the big leagues what he thinks.
Throw strikes. Get ahead.
Second and third, nobody out. Marshall up the middle, Rose to his left. What a pick, but wide of the bag, and he's safe at first. Cheek in to score. Hood over to third, and Marshall reaches on an infield single unless it's ruled an error. Either way, it's a 8-3 game.
Let's see if he was able to keep his foot on the bag here. It looked like he come off the bag.
And they do call it an error. A very close play anyway.
Oh, that's a tough error.
Yes, it is.
Number 1, Kai Holiday.
Looks like an infield hit to me. The effort that Rose had to make, moving to his left, throwing on the run. Bang, bang play at first. Good throw beats him for sure, but that's not an ordinary play.
It's going to be bang, bang. It's going to be close. But now, look, it's 8-3 with nobody out and runners on the corners.
Kai Holiday been quiet at the plate in this game after he's been very loud the first 3 games of this World Series for Tupelo, Mississippi.
And he popped that bun up his last at bat.
Take strike 1 from Robinson. Runners at the corners, still nobody out. And that foul ball will make it a 1-0-2 count.
Yeah, and the defense here, you know, Idaho Falls, third baseman's playing in, but everybody else is playing back. They're just wanting to get outs.
And this one popped up in the infield. Elliott Jones called off by the shortstop Rose. In between the pitcher's mound and first base, he makes the catch.
He came over toward first base to make that play. See him laughing there.
So Jackson McCoy, who had the 2 hits for Mississippi against Hawaii in the game that clinched their spot here in the semifinals, looking for his first hit of this game against Idaho. Ryan Alexander directing traffic. Runner bluffs from first, doesn't go, and McCoy takes a strike. Tell you, there's tension with every pitch right now.
Anything can happen right here.
Checking over at first, Marshall dives back in. Alex Marshall at first, Easton Hood at third. Well, most of the season, these top 2 guys in the batting order for Mississippi were the table setters. But Holiday and McCoy have not been able to get on base so far against these Idaho pitchers. First Rose and now Robinson. Jackson McCoy could change that right here. Not going to happen. 2 down in the inning as Robinson strikes out McCoy.
And Dane Robinson goes with that back with that fastball up in the zone after he swung at the one before. Got him to chase.
So it's up to Collier to keep it going. 2 on, 2 gone. 2 runs already in. It's still a 5-run mountain to climb.
The 2 outs, here's when all the action happens.
This game would be very different if Mississippi did not strand the bases loaded in the 2nd and 5th innings. Nice stop by Woods with a backhand stab and the pitch in the dirt. Hood at third, Marshall at first. Ball and a strike to Collier, who's 1 for 3. Runner goes, and he will take second base easily. Credit Marshall with a steal.
And he falls behind here, 2-1.
The pitch. 3 balls and a strike now to Collier. With the cleanup hitter, Noah Foster on deck.
This could be very interesting if he gets on first base and the bases are loaded for Foster.
(3-1). Called strike 2. Man. Collier thought he was aboard.
See where this was at here. Look, it was outside, but how far? So the fans are seeing the catcher leaning to catch that ball is what they're seeing.
Looked outside to me.
Yeah.
Will Foster get a chance here? Timeout called. Everybody take a deep breath. Tupelo, Mississippi 49ers. The Idaho Falls post-56 Bandits. Battling here in the first semifinal. 3-2, rocketed out to center, but Howell is right where he needs to be. 2 more runners left in scoring position. That's 6 runners stranded in scoring position in the game. We go to the 7th, 8-3 Idaho.
This month, protect your ride with great oil deals at Napa. Get a jug of Napa Full Synthetic for $18.99. Or get $10 back when you buy a jug of Mobil 1 for $27.99. When it comes to finding you great deals, our motor never quits.
These fudge brownie M&Ms are really fudgy.
Yes, they are.
To put a fudge brownie center in an M&M's is...
Genius. I know.
I was going to say hard.
Why won't you?
Why won't you go in?
Fudge brownie M&Ms.
Home is where college football is. So welcome home.
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40...
Let me guess, less energy, less drive?
Definitely.
It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age.
Happened to you guys?
Yep.
So what did you do?
We got Nugenix Total T.
To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text FIELD to 42424. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels.
That does it. I gotta get Nugenix.
Just send a text for a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix now. Text FIELD to 42424. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast. Absolutely free. That's FIELD to 42424.
The American Legion World Series is brought to you by the American Legion and by Cleveland County Tourism.
All righty, we go to the 7th inning. Reminder, just a 7-inning game, so Idaho 3 outs away from their 2nd straight trip to the finals here at the American Legion World Series. 5-run lead thanks to some really clutch pitching. High leverage situations, runners in scoring position multiple times, and Mississippi has lacked Idaho's 2-out magic.
Yes, they have. That's the difference in this game.
Thompson will lead it off here in the 7th for the Bandits. Idaho has scored in 4 of the last 5 innings. 3 in the 2nd, 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 1 more in the 6th. Thompson, a huge part of this team. Trying to follow in the footsteps of the guys who did it before him a couple years ago.
And you hear the guys in the dugout yelling, "Wear it."
Easy for them to say.
Yes.
Attaboy, good lead.
2-1.
Woody, before Brooklawn, New Jersey went back-to-back here in Shelby in 13 and 14, you got to go back to the 70s when a team from Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico went back-to-back. Off the pitcher, and nice recovery to get Thompson at first.
Yeah, great job getting the glove on it and stabbing at it, and I think he's okay.
You had Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico, post 146, winning in 73 and 74.
Ball smoke.
Did knock it down with the glove, though.
Very good job.
There was a team from Cincinnati that went back-to-back in 57 and 58. Those are the only times we've had a back-to-back champion at the American Legion World Series.
So it don't happen every year.
No, it is not common at all. Merritt Jones is going to enter as a pinch hitter for the 9th spot in the batting order.
And you'll see him, if they're able to hold on tomorrow night, on the mound.
This is Diesel Luce's spot in the order, but Luce left the game when Rose entered, or Rose moved from the mound to shortstop. Quickly behind 1 and 2 against Hayden Donahue. He's thrown the ball decently well in relief of Ben Davis. Waste 1 in the dirt. Count evens at 2 and 2 in the last of the 7th. Mississippi will have the middle third of its order. Foster, Oswalt, and Armistead. The trio due up. And the pitch. That just missed outside. 3 and 2.
Yeah, and if it wouldn't have been for those timely hits and with 2 outs, this would be a completely different game.
That ball smoked, but hooked foul.
And even though it's 8-3, Evan, it seems like a lot closer game
Sure
than 8-3.
does. Well, Mississippi is threatening virtually every inning. Stranding the bases loaded twice, stranding runners at 2nd and 3rd another time.
And their main guys, like you said, Holiday and McCoy right there at the top.
And then Oswalt in the middle. So for 3-2. Struck out with the bases loaded in the 5th. Jones stays alive. For folks who haven't seen Merritt Jones pitch, what should they be looking for tomorrow if Idaho advances?
Quality pitcher, throw the ball mid to upper 80s, and good curveball, good change up, and just knows how to pitch. Works fast.
Good eye at the dish, too. Close pitch, but he'll take the walk with 1 out here in the 7th. And here comes Rose again.
Number 23, Nate Rose.
First pitch hunting, and he'll foul it off. Woody, have you noticed how Ryan Alexander and his first base coach, Mick Webster, almost carbon copies of one another?
Well, first time I met those guys, I thought they were brothers.
Maybe we can get a shot of the third base coach and the first base coach side by side. Alexander's beard is a little bit longer, but that's just because, you know, Mick hasn't been growing it quite as long.
And Ryan don't have any hair on his head, just like me. But
see, is that Mick or is that Ryan?
That's Mick.
That's Mick. And there's Ryan. Same guy or different guy?
They look just alike to me. Ryan's a little bit taller, like you said. Both good baseball guys.
From the press box, they look identical.
That looked very similar there on that on the screen.
Rose, the leadoff man. His 5th plate appearance of this game. A strikeout, a hit by pitch, a single, and a sac fly. Runner goes, and the pitch almost hit him. And no chance to get Jones at second. Speed for days on this Bandits roster.
And I thought it got him at first at the plate, but one of those walking leads and good jumps.
Well, it's been a lot of baseball today for this Bandits team. They showed up at 10 o'clock, played for about an hour, then had a short rain delay, played for another hour and a half, got the win, regrouped, retook the field, jumped out to an early lead with 3 in the 2nd. Little looper, shallow right. That's going to drop. Jones had to make sure it wouldn't be caught, so he will only get to 3rd, but Rose has his 2nd hit on a tough piece of 2-strike hitting right there.
That was a good pitch by Donahue, and Rose, it looked like just threw his bat at it. You see him just throw his bat at it, and just tomorrow in the box score, it'll go down as a line drive. You know, they would love to get one of those 2 runs back that they just gave up in the bottom half of the 6th.
It's been their specialty. Really has. Responding when the other team scores. No surprise. Rose takes off. Foul ball. First base side. Out of play.
Stone Collier was trying to maneuver around the dugout. There's a little room behind the dugout there.
So obviously Mississippi still has time here. But I'm going to ask you this. If Idaho wins, do you think they would rather play the Iowa team that they've already played and lost to, 10-2? Or do you think they play the Hawaii team that they have not faced yet?
I really don't think they care, to be quite honest with you. I think they're just going to be happy to be in the finals, because when they started this year, he did not even remotely think that they would get this far.
You have watched every game that Iowa and Hawaii have both played. Who do you think's the more dangerous team?
Iowa. I mean, as far as offensively, I think Iowa is more power-wise. Hawaii is more speed.
Small ball.
Small ball.
Towering pop-up and foul ground again by the dugout. And onto the rooftop, out of play.
So they can hurt you in different ways, and then it's just according to who has pitching left at the end of this day.
Idaho's rooting for like a 17, 16, 14 inning battle.
And I know Mike Gleason is sitting here listening, and he's hoping that does not happen.
Runner goes from first, chopper foul. Mike Gleason will take over this chair and work with Steve Woodard for the nightcap tonight, and you and Glee will have the final tomorrow. My second opportunity to participate in an American Legion World Series from a broadcasting standpoint. And I'll admit I was not too familiar with this event a couple years ago when I came to Shelby for the first time, but it has been a real privilege. Looper left field coming in to make the catch. Cheek, and Jones will hold at third base. Throwing back to first as Rose wandered down the line.
Cheek made a good throw home to keep the runner at third. Just wasn't deep enough. No, it's a great event. And it seems like it gets better every year.
So here's Mac Jepson. Certainly contributed, but he doesn't have a hit. 0 for 3. He's been hit by a pitch because everyone's been hit by a pitch, and he drills this one deep to left. Cheek racing back to the wall, and he won't get it. One run's already in. Rose being waved around. Throw to the plate. It's going to be close, and he's out at home. So it's 9-3. Idaho trying to make it 10-3. But Nate Rose thrown out at the dish. Well struck ball. Jepson gets his first hit and his first RBI. Rose tagged out by Armistead. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. Mississippi needs 6.
I've been having stomach troubles. It's either yogurt, pork, or citrus. Or almonds. Or maybe it's cinnamon. Now, I could start by removing a lot of things from my diet and adding them back in one at a time until I find the culprit. Or I could find out what might actually be bothering me before removing and adding foods back in again. I'm gonna do that.
The future of fitness isn't dumbbells. It's revolutionary digital weight that learns as you get stronger. So you can be your strongest. Tonal, now at 40 Nordstrom locations nationwide.
Sometimes you want the adventure, but sometimes you want the shortcut. With Home Chef Fast and Fresh, all you need is a microwave or oven. And just enough time to heat, eat, and repeat. Who said food can't be fast and home-cooked? Probably someone who never tried Fast and Fresh. Effortlessly create home-cooked meals like a pro with no prep and no mess. Delicious, meat simple. Get $80 off your first month at homechef.com.
I've probably tried keto 1,000 times, and it never works out for me until recently.
Thanks to Factor, I'm able to stay on track and hit my goals with nutritious, no prep meals that meet my goals to the T. Factor's awesome because it's not a frozen dinner. There's no mystery ingredients, just nutritious meals that are ready to eat in about 2 minutes.
And did I mention it's delicious?
Visit GoFactor75.com and use code READY100 for up to $100 off.
Vegan. Reminder that our first NFL preseason game has Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs taking on Cliff Kingsbury and the Arizona Cardinals Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app with a Monday Night crew. Levy, Greasy, Riddick, and Lisa Salters reporting from the sidelines. Special edition of Monday Night Countdown gets it started at 7 p.m. Eastern this Friday night. New pitcher on the mound for Idaho, Mac Jepson, moving from third base to the mound to try and close this thing out.
Yeah, and Mac, he didn't pitch. He's not pitched here. He didn't pitch in the regional, but during the regular season, through 11 innings, was 1-0 with a 4.09 ERA. So this will be his first time to pitch in a while.
And one of the reasons Jepson might have taken over is because Dayton Robinson is closing in on 30 pitches, but because they get him out of there before he throws 30, he's potentially available tomorrow in relief of presumably Merritt Jones.
So they could use him again tomorrow and try to save as much of that pitching as you can, and you would think with a 6-run lead, you're safe, but you never know.
Foster, Oswalt, Armistead, the trio due up here for Tupelo, Mississippi. The team from Post 49 in Lee County. McKinley Hollins boys getting all the way back to Shelby for the first time in 10 years. Will their journey end in the semifinals, or do they have a miraculous last of the 7th in store? Foster flies it to right field, a high fly for Logan Taggart. And there's out number 1. Beg your pardon, Merritt Jones moving into right field in place of Taggart. So Jones in right. And here's Oswalt. Funny, you know, Idaho woke up this morning, Woody, behind in a game that they needed a win to make the semifinals. And here they are, 8-9 hours later, whatever it's been, and they're 2 outs away from the championship game again.
Yeah, they woke up behind 2-1, and they haven't looked back since.
With Jepson moving to the mound, Elliott Jones moved over to third. Merritt Jones moved to right. Logan Taggart's now at second base. Oswalt pops it up. Will Woods have room? No.
And I don't think he's going to get too close over there again after running into that wall earlier.
And look at his jersey pants.
He's done a great job today. He's caught every inning today and 2 games.
He'll sleep good tonight, you'd think. Although the night before your championship game, I don't know. How do you sleep the night before a big game?
Usually it's a couple of nights before you're like nervous, but I don't sleep much as it is anyway. No, these boys are relaxed, having fun, and they'll have a early night. They may go grab a movie or dinner somewhere.
2-2 pitch, foul back. Full count here. 1 out in the 7th to Oswalt.
And you could hear the Idaho Falls fans. They wanted that pitch bad.
Three-two pitch, line back up the middle, and Oswalt has his first hit here in the semis. A long way to go, but 1 base runner is, you know, how do you begin the journey of 1,000,000 miles with a single step? Hard shot to third. Jones to Taggart at second out there. The first sails over the head of Brad Thompson. But there are 2 outs and no advance for Armistead after reaching on the fielder's choice.
A good throw there. Ball just sailed on him. It was a good slide there. Ball sailed. Just got away from him.
Idaho Falls now 1 out away from the final as we get a pinch runner. Adam Atkins replacing Armistead at first base. You know, it's a long way from Idaho Falls to Shelby, North Carolina. Over 2,000 miles. If you were getting in your car, it'd be something like 30, 31, 32 hours of driving.
Wow.
And yet this team led by Ryan Alexander, Kai Howell, the constant from 2019, they're so close to being back in the finals. Competition in the American Legion that began with close to 4,000 teams across North America. And after being #1 in 2019,
they're 1 out away from having a chance again,
are
man.
going to be in the top 2 for sure.
Well, let's say something, you know, Coach Holland, this Tupelo, Mississippi team, great year.
1-1 pitch, line to
and it's
center.
not over yet, but I want to say that they play the game the right way. Very, very, very good organization, very good baseball team.
2-out single for Jackson Cheek, moves Atkins to second.
And they should not put their heads down at all. They've played extremely well here and should be proud.
Easton Hood 2 for 3 in the game. Can he keep Tupelo alive? He swings and pops it up. This should do it. Rose calls off Taggart, and the Idaho Falls Bandits are headed back to the finals here in Shelby. The defending champs from 2019 have put together a heck of a week. And with a 9-3 win over Tupelo, Mississippi, they will be one of the 2 teams in the championship tomorrow night.
I tell you what, they played a unbelievable ball game. They did the first game of the day, but today they took advantage of some mistakes, a lot of 2-out runs, good pitching, just good situational ball team.
9 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for Idaho Falls, 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for Tupelo, Mississippi. And now the Bandits await the winner of the Dubuque County Minutemen from Iowa and the Hawaii team that has Fargo, North Dakota to thank to help get them into the semifinals thanks to the run allowed tiebreaker. Iowa and Hawaii coming up shortly here from Shelby, but congratulations to Idaho Falls and Coach Ryan Alexander. They are back in the finals for the 2nd consecutive Legion World Series here at Keeter Stadium.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to this second game. You know, Iowa, good offense. Hawaii, good offense and quick. It's going to be a good game.
I'll let Mike Leeson slide into the seat and join you. Woody, it's been a pleasure working with you here again. Look forward to doing it next year and hopefully many years to come.
Thank you.
Final score in this first semifinal. Idaho Falls 9, Tupelo, Mississippi 3. For Steve Woodard and our entire crew, Evan Lepler saying so long for now from Shelby, North Carolina.
This afternoon, we welcome you back to Shelby, North Carolina, inside Keeter Stadium, the site of the 2021 American Legion World Series. And we finished setting the table for the championship game. In the semifinal matchup that was rained out from last night, Dubuque County, Iowa will take on Honolulu, Hawaii, and the winner moves into the title game where they take on Idaho Falls. Idaho Falls, of course, the defending champions from 2019. And that championship game, weather permitting, will be played tonight right after this semifinal matchup. Now, if you're not familiar with the American Legion World Series, well, it's been going on since 1926. 4,000 teams from across the United States and Canada, and Shelby, North Carolina has been the site since 2011. We'll be back to talk about tonight's matchup, but first let's head down to the field and honor those who serve this country.